Space on the rise, watch me as I unfold. From lines of HTML to mastering Python's rap, I'm on a mission. Coding's got my back, building websites, making apps, the possibilities are vast. I'm the punk rock programmer, breaking coding's glass. I'm the punk rock programmer, breaking coding's glass. I'm the punk rock programmer.
Awesome. Awesome.
Hi,
Love that.
I'm Dave. All right.
Hi, I'm Radical Coder.
My bad. Yeah. So what we're doing, I'm gonna learn to code. This is Radical Coder. Go ahead and intro yourself real quick. Sorry.
Right. I'm still Radical Coder, and I'm here to teach Dave how to code. We have about an hour to do it, so we're gonna dive right in.
Yep. So if I don't respond to you, it's not because I hate you. I still love y'all. I'm just focusing and trying to remove distractions. All right.
I do hate you, though.
That's good.
So
I hate you too.
keep that in mind. No, not you, Dave. Just the
Oh,
chatters.
my bad.
All right.
My bad. My bad. All right. Let's
Okay,
roll. So I downloaded.
Can you share?
Go ahead.
By the way,
Yes, yes, I can.
Actually, I'm sorry. You don't have to do that because we have the power of Replit. So instead,
Okay.
what I'd like you to do is let me look at your screen. Okay, I want you to create a REPL. Create a REPL.
Okay, gotcha. To create REPL. What? Any specific template?
Well, this is, I guess, where you get to decide, Dave. Like, what do you want to do? Like, why do you want to learn to code? What are you here for? Why are we doing this?
To have another skill, I'd like to play around with building maybe a game website, anything so probably
Game
Python
website, okay.
maybe. I don't know. I
Sure.
really don't know.
Yeah, Python is a very versatile language, excellent for games. Lots of cool game libraries that you can jump in and get started with.
Awesome.
For websites, you'd probably want to do more JavaScript, but there's a lot of back-end stuff you can do with Python. And I mean, arguably, there's some interesting projects that kind of have merged the two nowadays. But yeah, I think Python is a great place to start. So just click like a basic Python project,
All right. We got
whatever
Python.
the option is for that.
Neglect what? It made a random
that's the
title.
one.
Neglected
Yeah,
triangular
oh yeah, it does that.
live CD. There you go.
Yeah, it's fun.
Public, I'm
And then
assuming.
we can write things. Yeah, it's fine.
Well,
People will be able to creep on if they see the URL, but they shouldn't be able to
It's
edit anything. So no big deal.
They probably won't be able to see the URL because I have that intentionally cut off on my screen. So just create REPL. I don't have to hit any of the ready to deploy templates or anything.
Nah, none of that stuff. Don't worry about it.
Perfect.
We're gonna go very bare bones. We're just gonna do absolute basics.
All right. Welcome to the workspace. Next. Code
I'm
editor.
just waiting for the stream to catch up.
You're
so
good.
I can see.
I can
Yeah, I guess if you want to share your
do you
screen
want me
for
to
the
just
moment.
give you the URL real quick?
Yes, that's exactly. But there's a way to invite me. There's a button to invite.
Oh, there is?
Um,
Okay. I might have to
I
get
think
past
so.
all
That's
these
gonna be-
things then
It's gonna be easier.
to do that. Okay, I'll just do that real quick. Hold on. Let me get past all this stuff. Run button, output, cyber. Because it's my first time actually going into this, it's telling me where everything is. But I'm sure you could
I
do
think
that as well.
there's a username. I don't know if there's a username field
Invite.
or if it asks you for an email. Yeah, but I just messaged you on Discord the username to invite. So
Okay.
use that.
Wow, that just doxed our. Whoops.
That's okay.
It's not like there's anything to dox, but it did, because I suck. And the way I have this set up, it's just showing it. And
Yeah,
you
there's
should be
nothing-
invited.
Nothing
now.
too bad there. Okay, let me see.
Hey One, hey Resto, hey Smokey. I'll say hi to everybody, but I'm probably not going to interact a whole lot. But this website is Replit. This is what we're using for me to learn how to code. I chose Python for everybody who's just.
Okay, I
getting here.
don't have any notifications. So
Oh
I
no,
don't know if,
that's not good.
oh.
Let me try it again. It's just Radical Coder 1, right?
Yeah.
I hit invite. Oh, maybe I had to leave
tell you
that
what,
up. Okay, I see.
Oh.
It looks different now, so
Okay, cool.
it does say offline.
Aha,
now.
yes. That's
Okay.
all right.
Cool.
Okay, I think I'm here. Do you see me?
You
Do you
are
see me
in here.
your,
I do see you up on
yes.
top. They can't see that because I intentionally cut that off just
I'm
because
Radical Coder.
I know. Hi.
Actually,
Dave.
here.
Oh,
Can,
poop.
yeah, can they see? Show them this. Show them so they can see the this text. And also what's on the right side here, the console.
Yeah, they can see your text there. Console is here. They can see all that.
Well, type YTEmpDave, but with the hashtag in front of it, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Do you know why? Actually, do you know why I put a hashtag in front of it?
And where do I type it?
Cool. Okay. Right under line 2.
Why
See
is
how
it
they're
not
labeled?
letting me type?
Second line. I don't know. It should. It's your.
I'm very confused.
Or,
I'm a Python developer. What?
well, okay, so it's recommending you, like, it's using like a Copilot thing where it like uses AI to recommend what your next line would be. But yeah, see, there you go. You're typing.
It
Yeah.
was stopping
Hi,
me
Dave.
for a minute. Hi,
I don't know
I'm
why,
Dave.
but that's weird. There you go. Okay, cool. So right now, click the green run button.
Okay.
You'll notice that nothing happens.
Yeah.
We wrote, but we told it who we are, right? Something. But well, you know what?
So let me
Python doesn't
guess. I
know.
can probably guess now what the hashtag means.
Yeah.
It's a note.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Perfect.
Yeah. Perfect. Yes, exactly. Or a comment, in fact, is the word we do usually use. But yeah, it's a note. We call them comments. And so the hashtag in this case is a symbol that Python sees, and it goes, okay, whatever you write after this on this line, I'm not going to run that. That's for you. That's for human eyes. I'm a computer. I don't care. Whatever I can write, whatever. I can write OVHO. Like I can step this way. It's fun. I can write whatever I want there. But usually it's used to like describe the code.
Okay. And it probably works well when you're working on projects with multiple coders involved.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, very, very useful. Very good to work with people who comment their code a lot. I am a little bit guilty of not commenting my code enough.
Okay.
But that's okay. Today we're not really that concerned with commenting code today. Today we want to write some code.
Correct.
So, think about the word variable.
Okay.
What do you think when you hear the word variable?
Something that changes, or something that is changeable.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, both those. So like in math, like variables. Tell me about those.
Usually it's something that doesn't have a defined defined solution, but it is something that you're solving for, or that has a random number that you can be input there to find something, such as like 1x equals y. The y is dependent on the x, and so on and so forth.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. So it's like a it could be a lot of different values, right? Like it's like it's a in math we usually use like one letter, like X. But in theory we could write like a word there. We could draw a
Sure.
picture. We could put a picture of, or we could do anything. We could, as long as we associate this symbol or like with some value, or that we understand that we can put different values where that symbol goes.
Yeah.
We're using it as a variable, right? So
Correct.
in Python, that's exactly what we're going to do. I mean, we could do the very basic one, like x gets 1, or we're
Okay.
saying x equals 1.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, my programming teacher, rest his soul, the first person who taught me code in college, he taught us to read this equal symbol as gets, and
Okay.
I love that. A lot of people don't do that, and I think just that, like, that verbiage gave me like a leg up. I think over a lot of other programmers. Just because I don't know, it's just a useful way to think about it. But the idea is that we have some variable, and we're saying, hey, this variable gets this value. So now, anytime that I want to reference that value, I can. Well, it's
Yeah.
predicting that I want to write y equals 2. But instead, I'm gonna print out x, and now I want you to click run and see what
Okay.
happens.
Hey, we got the 1. Nice.
We get
Okay.
1.
Cool.
But we can change this value, right? So why? I mean, hey,
So
looking
here,
at what we have here, make some changes.
I'm
You can.
gonna.
This is
I'll try to do
all you,
something.
Dave. This is Dave's show.
Let's go. Uh, y equals. Or whoops. Y equals. I'm just curious if it works like this. Okay, so I got to put spaces between stuff. X
Mm.
plus. I'm gonna try to write it as a math problem. I don't know if this works.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's a good idea. Let's see.
X plus 5. Let's see, and
Okay.
then print y, which it is what it is suggesting for the next line.
Makes sense.
Don't double type, and then do. Okay, got it.
Very interesting. Okay.
So let's see what
This will be fun.
happens if I run.
Yeah.
Ah!
Oh no! What is going on here? This is awesome. I'm so glad this happened.
It didn't do what I wanted it to do, so that's good.
Absolutely not.
All
Yeah,
right.
that is exactly. Yeah. So let's try to figure out what happened here. So what is that block, that scary block of text say? Like, what's it freaking
All
out
right.
about?
So what it says is traceback, most recent call last. Not sure what that means. File.
Yeah.
Home
I don't
runner
know.
neglected triangular live CD, which is the name for the record. Neglected triangular live CD is the name of this room. It's not something to be scared of. It's where we are. That whole file thing.
Yeah,
Line
it's a file,
10.
right? That's
So
the name of
line
the
10
or the name of the environment. Yeah, exactly.
in module print y. Name y is not defined. Did you mean y? Because I put
So
it
what
as a
happened here?
capital
Exactly.
and it was a lowercase here. So it actually is case sensitive, really matters. Got it. Let me try this again then. And see if there's any other errors that I'm missing. Okay.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
Wait,
go
I'd
ahead.
have to remove code or line 10, huh?
Yeah, or what you could do is put a hashtag in front of it and turn it into a comment. And by the
Actually,
way,
I'm
put
gonna
your
finish commenting on it as well.
yeah, sure, yeah,
Doesn't
exactly.
Work
Doesn't work. Yeah.
because this I could actually just refer back to this for my notes too, in a way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because y is what is defined. Okay. Because that makes sense to me, what I wrote there. So let's see
yeah, I
what
love
happens
that.
with print y. Hey, it worked.
We get 6. Yeah. So it does both, right? It
Yep.
prints out X at line 8, and then it goes on. It does the calculation on line 9. It looks at that comment and ignores that comment on line 10, and then it prints out the updated value because your variable y has been set to a new calculated value that you got from X and some other number, right?
Okay.
And yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Now, what if instead of 5, you had another variable? Like, what if, like, after X, define something else, and then let's combine that here. Yeah.
So, okay, we're gonna go a little crazy.
Mm-hmm. I actually have an idea. Well, unless you're going somewhere, go like let your yeah.
I just want to try something.
That's what I like to hear.
Um,
Follow that intuition.
we're just gonna write a word there, smell,
Ooh,
and then I'm gonna
yes.
pop up to a different line where nothing's been written. I don't know if any of this will work, but I'm just gonna try it because what the hell? That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. No, I love that. Hey, look,
Okay,
it worked perfect.
so it does work. So
right?
it really doesn't matter what I put adds the word for the variable. It could be anything. So I'm just
It
defining
could be
terms here.
almost anything.
Well, okay.
Because there are some symbols and some words that are reserved.
Okay.
But
Like
in theory, in
hashtag.
Python, yes, exactly. Like you could not start a variable name with hashtag because, I mean, it wouldn't even know that you're starting a variable. It would just see the hashtag and think, okay, I don't care.
Yeah. So
like
the
whatever you write after
equals
that, I'm
is
done with.
ignored after that. It's just part of whatever you're typing. Okay. Interesting.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. All of it would be, yeah.
Cool.
All right. So let's see what we've got here. So each one of these is what's called a variable, right? So X is a variable, smell is a variable.
Mm-hmm.
It's just any time that we want to refer to a value and we want to tell our computer what that value is, we need like a name for it, right? We need some ID to associate that value so that the computer knows what we're talking about. And that's just what variable names are. And it also helps us know what we're talking about, right? Like we want to be able to communicate about the data that we're playing with. But it's all just data at the end of the day.
That's awesome.
So speaking of that, let's
Okay.
see what other kinds of data we can play with. Like we wrote these sentences earlier, like hi, I'm Radical Coder, hi, I'm Dave. But we can actually like store those in a variable, like those sentiments. Like I could say, I can create a greeting that says, hi, I'm Radical Coder.
Okay.
But let me say RC greeting.
Okay. What does the RC stand for? Oh, for your name.
Radical
I'm guessing
Coder.
just as
That's
a
my greeting.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So if I want to print out my greeting, I can do that. But I don't want to print out. This is not my show.
You're good.
I'm here to demonstrate.
So what I'll
and
do
let
then is
exactly.
I'll make my own version of it with ed. You know, YTEmpDave.
Yeah.
If I hit tab, will it just auto fills it?
Yeah.
That's good too.
Yep.
It's good
Yeah.
to
The
know
AI
too,
stuff is fantastic.
Replic's
Yeah, it has
pretty
gotten
intuitive, it seems.
amazing.
So
Absolutely.
it seems like it could also be. So once I actually have gone through this and learn a little bit, it can help me when I'm stuck on something a little bit.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah.
awesome. Okay.
A lot more than ever before. It's actually quite
Oh,
remarkable.
what did I do? Oh, never mind. It's just telling me what it wants, what I could do. So I could.
So. Oh yeah, exactly. But I think the cool thing to observe here, the thing that we can take from this and move forward, is that we've written two different greetings, right? And each time we had to come up with a little nickname, like, well, okay, this is Radical Coder's greeting, this is EmpDave's greeting. Like, if we wanted to create more greetings, we're gonna have to do that every time, right? And that's gonna get annoying after a while.
Correct.
I was thinking, what if we had a way that just we just had something that said hi, I'm, and then whatever we tell it, whatever we say, it'll write that, so that we don't have to write this whole line over and over and over again. So we're gonna use something called a function. Okay.
All right. Functions. I know those from math too.
This is not. Yes, perfect. Same thing, really. But I wrote the word function, but that's not actually how this works. In Python, we use the word def.
Okay.
And it's for define, right? So we're going to define a function called, well, the AI is recommending it, but yeah, it's called greeting. Exactly. Thank you, AI. Perfect. Doing my job for me, frankly.
Oh, geez, that's quick.
It's fantastic. This is exactly what I was describing. So now we have a function that takes in some name and it prints out a statement. Well, it's a little bit different because here we were creating a string. That's what these are called, by the way. This type of data is called a string. That's what the little quotes around it, but they can also be made like this.
Okay.
With single quotes. because sometimes I might want to put like radical coder. Like, does this guy even code? Am I right? Like, big doubt if you ask me.
Radical coder.
But in any case, I would.
That's
I
true.
would.
I
do this a
haven't
little bit
seen any coding content from Radical Coder.
There's very little on my channel, to be honest. I do it from time to time. But so what I would do here instead of what they did is I would write it like this.
Okay.
So the letter F being put in front of a string in Python allows us to use these templates.
Okay.
And so basically I can just put these little curly braces around a variable name, and it will insert that variable into this string. So the way to demonstrate that obviously would be to let's say, well, I'll rewrite my RC greeting, and this time instead I'm going to say greeting radical coder. And I want to. Oh, by the way, are you on a Mac or PC?
PC.
PC. Okay, then I think it's Control/. You can actually kind of.
Oh.
Do you see how I'm like?
Yeah. It's just going back
switching
and forth
between comment and out.
comment and not.
Yeah. I think it's the /, the one under the question mark. But so if you press like Control and that, it'll comment out a line of
Click
code.
on something.
A very useful thing.
Control /? No. Oop.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. There you go.
I was hitting
Very,
backslash
very
because I
useful.
suck.
No, you're good. You're doing. I mean, you've been doing great. So I just created this new variable, right? Same thing as here, but let's see if it works, right? So, well, actually, I'll let you do it. You test it out.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm just typing it in my notes. The Control+ means or changes. Yep, gotcha. So now what am I doing here?
Well, I mean, AI is recommending you create your greeting variable. So why don't you do that and also go back and comment out your other one on line 16?
Cool. Yeah. Boom.
Oh, you don't have to delete it. You can just comment it out. Remember?
Oh, that's true. Sorry. Yeah, my bad.
That's okay. That's good. That's all good. But yeah, just you can either type this. It's good for the muscle memory if you start typing it. But
yeah,
you can also
that's what I figured.
frankly,
And I'm
either way
not
is fine.
gonna. This time, I'm not gonna capitalize anything because I'm gonna practice not doing that because that probably is gonna throw things off if I keep accidentally capitalizing things.
Yeah, well, as long as you're consistent, it's fine. There's kind of like a different. A lot of times you'll use capital letters to refer to values that aren't going to change. Like we'll refer to them as a constant, right? You probably remember from math. So if you define a variable that you don't intend on changing, you might write the name of it in all caps. Like I might be like, what's the like gravity 9? Like I'd be like 9.8. Is it 9.81? I don't even see. I don't know physics.
I don't
Like,
I don't know static variables very well. Oh, did it actually suggest?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which is cool.
It's a little too smart.
I mean, that's how physics works, right? Yeah, it's all formulas.
Yeah.
But so I guess the idea here would be instead of even creating these variables, like we can actually do something called composing functions. So print is itself a function, and greeting is a function. So I can say I want to print out the greeting of Radical Coder. And I don't even have to declare this. And now, if you click run, it should just print out "Hi, I'm Radical Coder."
Yep. Let's go. There it is. Oh, 1.8 and "Hi, I'm Radical Coder."
Yeah.
Let me do this real quick. Boop.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you get rid of those.
Well, I guess I can leave the variables. I just need to get rid of the prints. Because variables don't matter if they're not being summoned, right? So now if I run, it should just do the high. Cannot run while state is not. What? What did I do? While state is not idle or stopping. Gut state off.
I think this is I think it was a Replit thing. I think Replit was down for a second, but our connection seems to be bad. Yeah, sometimes Replit acts silly, and it's not your fault.
I was just making sure because I was assuming if it was an error, a code error, it would pop up over here.
Yeah,
that's why I knew that was something.
If it was your Python, yep,
we're good.
Yeah, these are.
I understand. So it's still working. Okay, so back to the definition of the greeting name. What does the F stand for? when it says return F?
I think that's a good question. We could find out. Honestly, let me see if I can. I don't know if I want to Google it or like ask ChatGPT. I'm kind of curious how to. Let's see. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT and see what it says.
Go for
What
it.
does the F in template strings or Python template strings stand for? The F in Python F string stands for formatted. Okay, that's what I
Okay.
assumed. F strings introduced in Python 3.6, which is a long time ago, by the way. We're on like 11, maybe 12 now.
Oh,
Provide a
jeez.
way to embed expressions inside string literals for formatting. So a string literal is like what we like Dave here
Yeah.
is a string literal. It's literally just a string. It's a string literal.
Okay.
And radical coder as well. It's just a string.
Cool.
But right here, hi, I'm name. This is an F string.
Okay. And
is-
what did
yeah.
you do to indent it like that to make it part of the top line?
Just tab.
Okay.
And so tabs are really, really important in Python, especially for like this will not work.
Okay.
Try to run this, and it's gonna be mad at you.
Yeah, it's gonna say expected an indented block after it actually tells you that it should be
Yeah.
indented. Okay.
Very
makes sense.
convenient that it's still
It still understands what you're trying to
some
do,
errors.
but it's letting you know
Yeah,
why you messed
exactly.
up. That's cool.
Yeah, most errors early on feel like that. When you get in the weeds, things can get kind of wonky. It's like what I'm not messing with any of these words, you know? Like that's always a scary feeling
Yeah.
when your error has nothing to do with what you're what you're changing. But yeah, we don't have to worry about that right now, thankfully.
Yeah.
So let's see. We still got 25 minutes. We're doing well. We're doing well.
Good.
So we've covered the basics of variables and functions. That is about 50%, I would say, of the like core programming curriculum that you need to like have grounding of to do anything.
Okay.
And actually, we've touched on data types as well, so that might be that's pretty important there.
Yeah.
I guess the next thing would be repetition. I think that's what I really want to get to.
So I'm gonna do a lot of stuff. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Sounds good.
but with very little effort.
Okay.
That's the goal, of course. We
Yeah.
want to do as much as possible with as little as possible.
It's kind of the beauty of coding is you're creating scripts and things that minimize the amount of input you need to get an output. The way I see it.
I like that, but I would say even better, an even better way to put it would be that you get to control what inputs you want to focus on.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that's
good
because
too.
you might want to do a lot of work with it. You might want to be like, oh, it's like a creative outlet. I want like while you're writing code, I'm using software to build software, and I want to have a lot of interaction with it. I'm doing a lot of stuff, right? I want the effort of like, building something.
Like defining everything and then like making it a long form
Yeah.
rather than creating these little templates to make it happen quicker. Is what you're saying.
And I want to have fun while I'm doing it. That's like I want to have an idea, and then I want to tell the computer my idea. Like and it's easier than ever to do that thanks to languages like Python and tools like Replit and the AI stuff combining to it. So
that
anyway,
is crazy. I
enough,
didn't know that they combined AI into the Replit coding system. That's really cool. That it's like predictive and can help kind of guide you naturally with what you're trying to do, as long as you have a base, I'm assuming. Because like, if I didn't have a base, I'd have no idea what I was trying to do. I'd just be like,
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, frankly, you'd probably be surprised like how much you could pick up just by like tabbing through and like type it. You could like type a comment and be like, I want to do a thing. In fact,
really?
that's actually an idea.
Okay.
Like why don't you just scribe?
I'm gonna do a
describe
basic
something.
thing that I've seen a lot of people do before. Whoops.
Yeah.
I want to make a clock. Because I've seen a lot of things that are like that. Oh, that shows time. Sure. Yeah. Oh, no tab yet.
Press. Sometimes if it doesn't tab right away, just hit enter again, and it might recommend the next thing. Hit my mic. Maybe start typing DEF define and see what it recommends. I can't see.
Oh, I can generate a prompt too to generate new
Oh,
code.
true. Yeah. Do try that. Try that. Give it a prompt. Yeah. And
Okay.
I'll like we can play with the code. AI is pretty good at generating blocks of code. I like to think of like AI nowadays as like generating like these like magic Lego blocks, which are like code blocks that then we can kind of combine with other code blocks and tweak and to our own
Okay.
I don't know, our own whimsy, I guess.
So I told it to make a clock.
Mhm. I don't see anything
It
yet.
it
I don't
does
see any
it.
code yet.
Oh, it didn't put it down there for you.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
I guess I had to hit the button. That is, I don't think
Oh,
that's
I
quite
see.
what I wanted it to do.
Well, it gave it. Well, it got us started, right? So it's given us this function that we're gonna call to make our clock, and it's
Okay.
given us. It prints out a statement. Hey, this function is gonna do this, and then it says add clock functionality. So I think that's where we want our next code to come in. So I
Okay.
think if I look over here,
What
let's
does the
see
word
it does.
pass mean?
Oh, good question. So I think all it's doing here is saying like I'm done with this
Okay.
function. Like I'm passing back to whatever called this function. So when we're based
So
on the
it's like playing the
indentation
bump game when you're reading.
bump game. I think I know what you're saying.
When you're learning
and yes,
reading when you're a
yeah,
kid, you read a line and then you say bump Steven or whatever, like to get the next
yeah,
person
yeah,
going.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it. Yeah. And that's visualized through these indentations,
Okay.
right? Like right now, like this function is like the person that's reading, and like they we know that because this indentation and this label, like the combination of those things, we're like, okay, this is where this reading is happening. But outside of that, like this might be like I guess what I'm trying to get at is like if I say time gets 13 it's not what time it is, but 1:53. Let's say that was the time.
Okay.
I can't look out here and say print time. Like that's not even going to work
Okay. Interesting.
because
Time
it's
is
outside
not
of the
defined.
scope. Yeah. It's outside of the scope of make clock.
Gotcha. I
But
still don't
it's okay.
quite understand what that means because we're trying.
It's okay.
Because that's what we're focusing on right now is making the clock.
Yes. Let's do that.
Or no, I'm trying to say
not gonna be
why
visual.
is that not? Oh, is because it's in the indented form here, rather than on the baseline. Is that what you're saying? Why this doesn't work?
Why print time doesn't work?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because so basically we're defining a block of code that exists outside of the context of everything else that we're doing. And the idea would be that we could take this function, plop it into another file, and use it exactly the same. Gotcha. Ideally, it shouldn't be. So in practice, it's more often going to happen that I might declare a variable called time up here.
Mm-hmm. And do the same one, yeah. Or okay.
And then
yeah,
this one is. And actually,
okay,
this is kind of a silly thing, but I might be be forgetting whether or not.
I think I'm actually understanding what you're saying. I just want to make sure that I am. So because it's inside of this block and indented within it, anything outside of it isn't defined by what's inside of here. So it's a function within a function, basically. So if we're writing a whole thing of code, this is something that's separate. It's like a separate, not necessarily function, but problem, like a separate issue that's defining itself.
Well, I like the word. I think the word function's good.
Okay, function.
I like the way you described it as a function in a function, like because this entire file, we can imagine this being indented inside of a larger file and saying def main.py, right? And then we're just running that function.
Gotcha.
In the same way that we ran the greeting right here. Like it's kind of different layers of that. It's like an onion.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's layers.
But now if I hit the print time, it should say 12 o'clock. Perfect. Hi, I'm Radical Coder. Yes. 12 o'clock. Okay. Good. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Love that.
But
yes, awesome.
Now,
okay.
Could I, inside of here, type. Well, I'll just do it and see what it does, I guess, right?
Yeah,
So
there you go.
Here, we'll do that. And then I'll go inside of here and type.
Actually, real quick, before you do that,
Okay. Yeah.
I just want to test something because I'm curious if so we haven't actually called this function yet. Like as of when we're calling print time right here. So I want to say make clock, and then let's see if time changes.
Okay.
That'll be interesting.
Nope.
It does not. Okay, good to know. Yes. So you were going to write print. You want to write it above pass because that's where the function is done.
Gotcha.
So anything you write under that, I guess I could have let you learn that lesson the hard way, right?
Yeah. Either
you
way,
write the line
it's
under
fine.
there and then run it. But yeah, go ahead.
That's exactly what I wanted to type. Why did you go away?
Oh,
All right, whatever. Nope.
There you go. Yeah. Love it.
And then nope. And now if I do that, but not with these here, real quick. I want to see if it does anything, because I don't think it will, but I want to see what it tells me. Yeah, it does nothing.
Correct.
Because I
Why do you
haven't
think
done this yet. Oh, whoop, wrong button.
Yeah,
There we go.
exactly.
Because I haven't closed it out. So now that I close it, okay, it reads what's inside instead of outside because the print is done inside as opposed to outside. When I do it outside, it doesn't even reference what's inside of there.
Yeah. So like what you did here from line 30 to 36, we're defining this function. We're like saying, hey, it's like we're creating a new file that has a bunch of blocks or a bunch of lines of code in it. And we're saying, okay, this is a new file. We have this file. We can look at it. We can do stuff with it. We're not doing anything with it until line 38. Now we're using it. Now we're calling that file. We're running each line of code in that file.
Interesting. Okay, cool. I like this. It is very intuitive. Things make sense.
Yeah. Yes, don't they? Isn't that great? It just kind of follows like one thing from another. It's like music in a way, or math. It has that kind of rhythm to it.
Okay.
But we have 15 minutes. I really want to do some repetition stuff. So
Sure.
Let's come back to the clock next time.
Sure.
And we'll look at it with like HTML and stuff, so we can actually we'll make a visual clock. I think that'll be fun. We'll do and we'll kind of write some JavaScript and see the differences. But for now, I guess the first thing I just want to see like I want you to print out the numbers 1 through 10.
Okay.
Like 1, and then the next line I want to see 2, and the next line I want to see 3, and the next line I want to see 4. Like 1 through 10. That's what I want to see.
Okay. Let me see. I want to see if I can. Okay, I'm not gonna go too crazy. I was gonna try to write something to like go. All right, so. Let me make everything. I'm gonna kill all the variables real quick. I'm gonna leave it all here, but I'm gonna turn it all into. Can I do it in the middle? Yeah, it doesn't matter where I do it. I'm just gonna kill everything else, but leave it all here.
Well, you know, you can like select it all.
Oh.
And then press and then do the key.
Okay,
the same
I gotcha.
word, yeah.
Let's see what happens. And do. Okay, cool.
Yeah, some of them are repeated, but that's fine. That can be resolved later.
Oh, I see. Interesting. I can fix that. I
and
understand.
actually, you know what? Just to be completely honest with you.
No.
And it's okay. And here's why. There's a history button. Do you see the bottom right of the editor? There's a button called history.
The bottom right of the editor. Yes, I do.
Click that button.
Okay. Oh, nice.
And I want you to drag the bar that pops up.
Go wherever.
Just play with that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
That's pretty awesome. That's different. Nice. Okay, so I can just start a whole new page here, and it doesn't get rid of the
exactly.
other. I guess I also could have just done this. New tab. Oh.
Yeah, well,
there's a lot more with that. Never mind. I'm not gonna mess with that yet. Okay, so we're just gonna do.
So we want to stay referencing our main.py file. But yeah, let's
Gotcha.
write printing. We 14 minutes. We got print numbers 1 through 10. That's our goal.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question.
Please do.
Is there a way to reference the line prior to it? So
What do you mean by that?
I'm trying to I want to actually kind of write a function within this to say
Yeah.
the current line is 1 plus the prior number. So x
I like that.
equals
Okay.
1 plus.
Yes.
Do I need the space
you were asking,
after it, or do I need it here?
You don't need the space, but
Okay.
I would argue you need the space, but it's only because I'm OCD.
Okay.
You don't
That's
need
fine.
this. But I love where your mind is at right now, because
just
what you're asking is there a feature like the one that you're trying to guide me to? That's what you're asking me. So, which is fantastic, because you're not aware of the feature. I haven't showed you how to use that feature. So you wouldn't have found it. But it's perfect. So the idea is that I want to create a for loop.
Okay.
So one way to do this would be like what they're recommending here, which is like 1, 2, 3.
For loop.
I'll say for item. I might want to print out item.
Okay.
I'm sorry. This is actually not the way that you were asking, but this is a similar way. There's like a couple different ways to do for loops. So like, how's they don't like the way they're doing this. There's one that gives me the index as well. I think I can just say index. Is it really that easy? I use JavaScript more on a daily basis than Python, so I kind of get like mixed up. But let me test this. Oh, right. This is so fun. Why do you think this didn't work? Let's talk about that.
Because prior line, it doesn't understand what I mean. Because prior line is not defined.
That's part of it. Yeah. That and prior space line, like you can't have a space in a variable name because it would think you're talking about two different things.
Gotcha.
It would think prior and line are like two different variables, but we can comment that line out, right?
Yep. Or yeah, I'm not gonna hide my mistakes here.
That's okay. Click. Yeah, we don't.
I keep thinking because you click there, I can, but
yeah, you're good. Okay, so I'm gonna run this. Okay, cannot unpack non-iterable in object. See, so now I get to learn a lesson. Okay, so how do I do a regular Python for loop? Because it's recommending me like the loop through collection, but there's a different way to do this. Is it really just? Oh, you know what? It's not that. It's that I'm using a for loop at all. What I really want to do is while. Okay, so I want to say while x is less than 10, I want to do something.
Okay, so that sets the parameter to make sure that it's not gonna go beyond 10 and go infinite.
Yes, exactly. So one of the reasons that I'm writing this one and why I'm being a little bit more controlled about this is because in theory we could like just crash the replit and have to like force close your browser, and I don't want to. You want to be careful about that. So
that could be fun.
Make sure whenever you use something like a while loop, which is what we're doing right now, that you have a very clear break condition, right? So x is going to be at some point. Right now x is less than 10. So in fact, I could say print hi. And since x is less than 10, that would go forever. So we're not going to do that. Don't run it. I'm sorry. When it says, well, x is greater than 10, if we write print x, this will never run.
Okay. Gotcha.
It will never run. It should never happen.
Okay.
Nothing happens. But what we want to say is every time that it did run, we would say x gets
Don't make x your enemy.
1, like you were saying.
Yeah, gotcha.
Right? Like you were saying, I want the previous line or the previous value, and I want to add to it. Like that's basically what you were describing.
And it is an infinite variable because it's using the variable in the equation. Technically.
Well,
so,
it's sorry.
Technically undefined. In math, this wouldn't work. It would just be.
Well, it does. It's
x does not exist.
You're just describing.
Because x can't also.
It does.
Well. No, x can never
It's
equal
not.
x plus
It's not
1.
that it's like a. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know. Because it's not
It's
saying equal, it's saying means.
well, it's describing like a pattern is what's
I
happening.
gotcha.
It's like this wouldn't work. Well, this would not work if x wasn't defined before this line.
Okay. I
Like
get you.
so the mathematical structure of this also would require that x has some initial value, right? Like you would have to say x starts at 0 and then, or x starts at 100, x starts at negative 5,053. You know what I mean? Like you have to start somewhere. And so in this case, we don't want, greater than 10 anymore. We want to say, it's less than 10.
Yes.
Because x is 1. And each time this runs, it should get higher. And eventually it's going to be 10.
Okay.
And in fact, what I want to do is print out x after it's been changed.
Gotcha.
So we see it right before it
if you
hits
do it
this.
outside of this, then it would just keep printing 1.
Sure. Well, it would print the it would print the next value in the sequence, but it would print it before it gets changed each time. So you'll see. Let's run it and see what.
Yep. Yeah. Perfect. Well, kind of, almost perfect, because we'd have to go here, enter. I think I'd have to do it before. I might be able to do it after, but I'm pretty sure I'd have to do it before. Print x. All right.
I see what you're saying,
but
I have a better idea.
Okay,
I have a better idea. Well, number one, the only thing you did wrong there was you need parentheses.
I didn't put the parentheses. I realized that after when I looked. So that.
But what I'd recommend instead, is since we have that print statement happening, what if we just started a little bit earlier?
Okay.
Like what if
x equals 0?
And now what happens?
Now run it, and now it has the 1 in there. Cool.
Yeah. Here we go.
But that kind of defeats the purpose of the exercise that I was trying to do at the time, which was repetition.
Printing out numbers.
Repetition.
Well, no. This is, I mean, that's what we just got it to do, right? Yeah. We made it repeat. We made it repeat these 2 lines 10 times.
Yeah, but I thought you wanted me to do the repetition, so I get used to
you
doing
did.
it.
Sort of. Yeah. Well, you're right. I was steering you towards it. I was going to show you how to do the tedious one. I was going to be like, yeah, right. Print 1, print 2,
Gotcha.
print 3, but you immediately asked the question, like, isn't there a better way? And I'm like, yes, Dave, there's a better way. Like that's what we're getting at. So
which is why I like coding, because there's always it's always finding a better way to do something, and that's why it's a cool idea and something I'm interested in very heavily, and I think it's cool.
Yeah. So I guess in our last few moments, I do want to look at another example of repetition. This is what we briefly touched on, which is the for loop.
Okay.
So this is actually great because it's for name and collection. So I'm gonna look back in the history real quick and try to find the greeting function. I want to use that greeting function again. Oh, wait, cancel. There's that greeting function. I want you to print out the greeting for the name in each of these. So, Dave, Radical Coder, who's in chat?
We got Batty, Zach, that have talked recently. Batty and Batty and Zach.
All right, then we'll put Batty and Zach in as well.
Okay.
And now, I just pushed your line down, but
how dare you?
And of course, the AI is going to give you the solution.
Of course,
which, again, but it's giving you the nudge. I like it. It speeds things up.
It does. But I'm going to type it because typing matters, and my fingers were in the wrong place.
There you go.
I hate that. I always screw up and put my fingers in the wrong place because I'm a gamer. So they always go to where it's more comfortable for gaming stuff.
Yeah, dysgenic behavior.
All right. So unlike math, you can just stack parentheses endlessly. In math, if you stack parentheses, it throws it off. You have to change it because you would do parentheses, then
brackets,
brackets,
and
then
curly braces.
Whatever that thing is. I was trying to remember what that thing's called, but Because I know brackets is the square one, but I don't know what the other one is.
I call them squiggly like curly braces. Curly braces, brackets, square brackets, curly braces, and parentheses. Those are my
Yeah.
And we use all of those in coding. Curly braces don't show up very much in Python, but they're everywhere in JavaScript.
Okay, so I don't have to do anything after that. I should just be able to run it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Why? I mean, let's see.
I didn't know if I had to close it out or anything.
No, you're good.
And we still get the 1 through 10, and then hi, I'm Dave. Hi, I'm Radical Coder. Hi, I'm Batty. Hi, I'm Zach. Nice.
And just to prove how powerful this is, though, like, look at this. What if instead of 10, we wanted like 10,000?
Okay.
It's still going to do it.
And not
just
take long at all.
Not even a few seconds. In like a second. It literally took like 1 second to print 10. Yeah. It printed that 10,000 times, right? Like that, you can do a lot of shit.
I can scroll all the way up.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Like you can save yourself a lot of time there, or not necessarily time, but be more efficient.
Depending on what you're doing with it.
Be more efficient.
Yeah. Yes.
With your time. Hi everybody else that just came. Hey audio freak, sorry. You're there too. Let's add I'm gonna add that on too. Give me 1 sec. The couple new people added or showed up, so might as well.
Yeah, add them to the list. And we changed it back to 10. Good. Yeah, the 10,000's a bit much.
Yeah, I don't want that to pop up every time. All right, and then comma space. I'm adding everybody real quick. I'm probably messing up your timing though.
No, it's okay.
Oh, I messed that up. I messed it up. I know what I did wrong though. Aha. Yeah, there you go. See, by it not turning white, I already know that I messed up. I thought I was typing in some new command.
Exactly, some new variable, right? It was like, what? I don't know this one.
Well, vibin. Oh, she got this in her name. I wonder if that's gonna mess anything up with the. Oh, Jesus.
I like your concern about that symbol.
And the spaces are obviously good, fine. Comma space. Yeah. Oh, we got everybody's talking now. I get to put everybody's names in here. 0 Fox given. Uh-oh. What's happening? Oh, you're typing stuff underneath. Good. I like that doesn't change anything inside. Yeah. All right. And if I missed anybody, I'm very sorry. But we're going to see what happens here.
Let's run it.
Yeah, everybody's name is there.
Beautiful.
I like this. This
very
is cool.
It's fun, right?
Yeah.
So, I really, like, this time I just wanted to kind of introduce you to, like, all these tools. So we've got, like, loops. That's what we've been doing here. We did a for loop and a while loop, right? We worked with variables and different types of variables. So we worked with numbers. We worked with strings. We even worked with lists or arrays in some languages, but in Python they're called lists. Okay. It's like just a list of data, right? And we learned how to use loops on those lists. We also learned how to define functions. We learned how to make templates out of strings. We did a bunch of cool shit, and it was a lot of fun, Dave. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll definitely pick up here.
I definitely want to do this, make a series out of this. This is fun. Even if we are only doing it for an hour at a time, it's really cool. Just as something to throw up. And eventually we'll make it a playlist or something.
Do you mind if I throw this on my channel as
Absolutely.
well? Okay, yeah. I figured, but I wanted to ask.
And cool. Just for anybody who's in here, I'm linking Radical Coders. I don't know. Do you still have this? Are working on the same channel, right?
Yeah, same one. I just haven't used it in a long time.
I noticed. That's why I was like, am I looking at the wrong channel?
Don't worry.
But yeah. So
we're building up steam. So I'm hoping to do some cool stuff this year.
I ran into Coder on a lot of panels and stuff, so he's a good guy. Far left.
That's what you think.
Far left conservative.
There you go. Far left conservative, something like that. Sure.
No, it's good. But yeah, down whenever for whatever, and I'll see you on plenty of other panels along with doing this. I want to make this a weekly thing if you can do it, if you can swing it. I don't want to hold you up because I know you got stuff to do, but I appreciate it. And thanks for sharing everything. Catch you later.
Thanks for having me.
All right,
See you
bye.
soon.
And I will play an outro song. And thank you, everybody, for hanging out in chat. I know I ignored chat. It's just there's only an hour to do this when we're doing it, so I want to make sure I squeeze as much in there as I can. So I won't interact with chat a lot, but I am happy that you all were here, and I appreciate everybody's comments. I'll read them all after. Feel free to watch this back or type things in the comments below, and I will respond to them and keep in contact. Love you all. You're all awesome. I'm going to play the song, and I'll leave out of here.
Started out a shy kid playing games all alone, but something sparked inside, a fire that I couldn't postpone. Started learning code, didn't know where it would go, but little did I know, it changed my whole damn flow. Gave up the control, picked up a new kind of code, it became my outlet, my way to break the mold. Learning lines and debugging, fueling my new road. And Dave's on the rise, watch me as I unfold. From lines of HTML to mastering Python's rap, I'm on a mission. Coding's got my back, building websites, making apps, the possibilities are vast. I'm the punk rock programmer, breaking coding's glass. I'm the punk rock programmer, breaking coding's glass.